Hey guys, whoa, let's try that again. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to today's talk video. Good afternoon, actually. Normally I do this in the morning, but today's been a day. I've had been running some errands today, so now is better now than ever. It's almost 2 o'clock. I mean, it's not late, but it's a rainy day today, so I'm just hanging out today. Rocking my new coffee cup from Target. It's like a cute little old-fashioned-y, old-timey coffee cup. Love it. They haven't had good coffee cups in the last few years, like mugs for Christmas. So I saw that. I was like, oh my God, let me get it now because I'll never see it again. So hope everybody's well. I'm as good as ever. Same shit, different day. It's not going to change unless I make the change. But hope everybody's well today. I've been running some errands this morning. I went to get my hair did. What else did I do today? I went to CVS, had a coupon. I never shop at CVS really, but I had a coupon. Did not work, of course, so I'm upset. And there's nobody working, so I'm like, oh, okay, hello. Boom, so, I don't know. We'll see what we can do about that. Then I came back home to fix up, got dressed, got more dressed. I changed, because it was a little bit colder than I thought. Rocking the electric blue today. We're calling it the electric grandpa court. No, yeah, electric blue we're calling it from Zara. Went back out. I went to just a few stores. What did I do? I went to the thrift store. Didn't buy anything there. I went to Marshall's. I went to TJ Maxx. I went to Gabe's, and I believe Target. That was it. So that's all I did. Bought a few things here and there. But nothing crazy. Just trying to do some last minute Christmas shopping. That's really it. Can we, observation, and I'm gonna get hate for this, and don't come for me, please. I come in peace. Can we stop? And I know we do it. I don't do it, but so many people do it. Can we stop leaving the house in PJs, pajamas, flannels? I cannot. Can we stop normalizing that? I don't know. I mean, none of my business. I can just mind my business and go about my day. I don't have to do it, so I'm not gonna do it. But people, I don't condone. I can't. If you're gonna go out in like loungewear, you can wear really cute joggers, solid colored joggers. You can get, they're cheap at Gabe's. You can go to Marshall's, TJ Maxx. They sell like the Adidas with like, that's cute. A hoodie, like, but not like your flannel pants and just like, just in slippers. I'm just like, oh my God. Like, so that's my rant about that. I think I touched up on Christmas shopping in one of my other talk videos. Don't go crazy about gifts this year. Like, you can find the same kind of things in different stores. You can find, like, I'm big on Marshall's, TJ Maxx, Home Goods. You can get a lot of stuff for the home in those stores for a little bit cheaper prices than other stores. So you can make cute little gift baskets. You can go to Goodwill, buy you $1 basket. I mean, they have nice baskets at Goodwill, and you could just buy some bow, ribbon at any store. Like, you could really make your own, like, sentimental, heartfelt gifts. So that's my holiday go-to for that. I did want to talk about two things I want to talk about. I try not to pre-plan talk videos because then it just seems more like inauthentic, but if I can flow into it, Spotify Wrapped. And I'm curious, leave a comment down below on what your top artists were. Sometimes I'm very surprised by what I get because I know what I listen to. And I feel like sometimes they put me as a top artist. They give me a top artist based on like the 1 or 2 songs that I listen to, like maybe 100 times in the year. So that's funny. So I have all the last 4 years of them Wrapped that I got from Spotify. I don't know. I started doing it. I think they started doing it in 2021 because I don't believe they did. I feel like nobody listened to Spotify like that until 2020 because that's when I started listening to Spotify. And I feel like they blew up because before then was Apple Music, but then we all just went to Spotify. So I feel like 2020 didn't have that, but I feel like 2021 we did start. So I've kind of screenshot it all since then. So I would like to compare and go over my music. It's very pop. It's very pop. It's very, you know, Ariana and Britney and Katy. I'm very pop. I'm very bubblegum pop like that. I'm never going to change. So don't even start with I'm just going to start from this year and go backwards. Okay. So this year, well, the last 4 years, I will say, there's been one artist in my top, Tinashe, and you know where I'm going with this, with the number one song. Clearly. So, you know, so Tinashe has been one of my favorite artists for like the past 10 years now, since 2 On, you know, since she performed it on Wendy Williams. How you doing, Wendy? Which I hope she's well. We need some Wendy. I miss my mornings. They're not the same. Stop texting me. Okay. So Tinashe was number one. Makes sense because I've been listening to her music I always listen to her music, and I was always hoping she'd come out with a new album this year. It had been in the works. So I've been listening to, in the beginning of the year, okay, this was before Nasty came out, because Nasty, of course, was my number one song of the year. I already knew when that song came out that it was going to be, that was the rap. That was my song. Before Nasty came out, I was listening to all her other songs, and I believe she released, what's that first one? There's a couple, but Needs came out. And I was like, oh my, so I was like obsessed with the Needs. But then Nasty came out. I was like, oh, okay. So Nasty came out. Okay. So Tinashe, of course, was my number one. No Broke Boys was my third top song. Because when that song came out, I was like, because we don't want a broke boy. We don't need broke boys. We've had enough broke boys in our life. I'm just saying. Okay. And then number 5 was 2 On, which actually that surprised me, because I'm like, wow, that song had never been in my top for the last 4 years. So I guess I listened to it a lot. I relate to the song. It brought me back to the good days of 2014. So I was like all in the 2 On, but I feel like I didn't listen to it as much as I guess Spotify thinks I did. But I'm going to trust Spotify. They know what they're doing up in the headquarters, I think. So, Tinashe was number 1. Number 2, which I think makes sense, was Ariana Grande, who has not been in my top since 2021. Which makes sense. Ariana has made her comeback this year. She did her Eternal Sunshine, Wicked. I mean, it just all makes sense. It's funny how we're all culturally impacted. Like last year, it was all Taylor Swift. This year was all Brat, Ariana, like Nashe, like it just makes sense, right? Okay. So Ariana Grande, and I always listen to her Thank You Next album in the winter. Her Thank You Next is very winter coded. So I'm always blasting that album this time of year. So I mean, I guess that added to it. Yeah. Number 3, I'm semi-surprised, but I'm not. J-Lo. Love Jennifer Lopez. She released a new album this year as well that everybody hates. But I feel like J-Lo has had a good year. She got back with her man from like 20 years ago. They made this whole album, multiple documentaries, their life, love story. It's going to last this time. And they divorced. So like, perfect. I love this. So what a year. What a year for J-Lo. But I've had her album on repeat in the beginning of the year. I didn't have it on as much the second half of the year. It came out earlier in the year. But that album was like on repeat. So I guess that makes sense. But at the same time, I'm like, I feel like I didn't listen to J-Lo enough for her to be at least number 3. But because I'm thinking, I listen to Charlie a lot. Sabrina Carpenter kind of like came out of the woodworks this year. Like we were all like Sabrina obsessed. I'm surprised she's not in my top 5 at all. But we were all like impacted, you know. We're still coming off of the Taylor train. She just ended her Eras tour. We're all like, you know, it's very sad time. But you know, so number 3 was J-Lo. Number 4, I'm surprised at. I'm not surprised. Again, I'm not surprised, but I am, because I listened to her more so the first half of the year, because she's more summer music to me, more of a good vibe, spring, summer, like warm, tropical-ish. But the second half of the year, I'm not really jamming to her as much. Ina. She has not been in my top since 2022. She was in my 2022. Ina, if you know Ina, you know, I feel like I'm an OG-ish Ina fan. I started listening to her music in 2012. I forgot where I found her music from, but Ina, yeah, Ina's number 4. And 5, I'm surprised. Like, again, I'm surprised Charlie didn't make it number 5. Sabrina didn't make number 5. I have my top artists, all of them. I think there's like top 12 listed for me because I got videos. Meghan Trainor, which she's been in my top before. Mariah Carey, which I'm surprised because I only listened to 2 songs from her this year. Touch My Body and No No. Tori Kelly, I'm surprised is not in the top because she like came out of the woodworks with this comeback album from this 2000s inspired era she's in. I'm like for it. Like I've been like Tori obsessed this year. Sabrina, who else was in my top? I forget who else. Taylor was in my top again. Nicki Minaj. I'm surprised she's not in my top because Pink Friday 2 came out and I was all in it, like bomb. Like I was just in it. Like it's like I need a top 10. Spotify needs to do a top 10, not a top 5. Number 5 was Kim Petras, and I was surprised. I love Kim Petras. She hasn't been in my top since 2021. But again, I was surprised. Okay, I'm gonna speed this up. So Nasty was my number 1 song. Number 2 was Whoops by Meghan Trainor because she released her new album this year as well. But Whoops was like stuck in my head. Like, whoops, you meant that. Like I was getting video ideas I was gonna do, her music video. It was just a catchy tune. And her music all sounds the same. I know it. We all know it. She knows it even. But we love it. It's the vibe that we need. People want nostalgia until they get it. And they're like, eh. But it's honestly, and they say never look back. It's the past that's keeping us going in the name of nostalgia. Because we're all like, everything is coming back to retro and everything is a throwback now. Everybody's trying to bring back 2014, 2015 vibes this year. And I felt it. Oh, everything, it just feels like a time in our lives right now. I feel like the music is fun. I feel like we're getting older, but we're feeling younger again with Charlie's Brat. I just feel like we're vibing this year. And I feel like we're in the beginning of a beautiful next era for all of our lives. Okay. Number 3 was No Broke Boys. Number 4, yes, Can't Get Enough by Jennifer Lopez featuring Lotto. That song came out and it was just a vibe. The video, she's walking down New York City. She's in the bed with the skyline. Yes. So that makes sense. And then 2 On was number 5. I'm surprised by that, but that's an oldie jam at this point. OG jams from 2014. I'm for it. Okay. Last year, number 1, no surprise, was Taylor Swift because, her albums are just nonstop. She doesn't know how to sleep, and she keeps giving music. The Eras Tour, all the albums coming out, all the re-releases, 1989, Midnights. I mean, we were obsessed with Anti-Hero, still are. Like, Taylor, of course, just came out of the woodworks again. She keeps coming out, but again, she doesn't know how to sleep. But of course, that album had such a cultural impact on all of us. We couldn't help but have that as our number 1. So Meghan Trainor was number 2 because she released another new album last year. So Tinashe was number 3. Number 4 was Britney. Britney comes and goes. I am an OG Britney fan. She has been in my top before. But last year, I didn't listen to her much this year. But last year I was really in a Britney phase. It's funny how we go through different phases and moods where we're like, okay, Britney this year. Like, it's just, And then number 5 was Nicki. Did she release new music last year? Did Pink Friday 2 come out last year or this year? Had to be early this year. But she did do, oh God, what's that song? Super Freaky Girls came out. I think that's why she's in the top 5 because that song was on repeat. So, but I love Nicki. Nicki was number 5. My number 1 song last year was Mother by Meghan Trainor. Number 2 was Made You Look by Meghan Trainor. Number 3 was Conceited by SZA. That song was like embedded in my head. Number 4 was Pull Up by Chanel West Coast. And number 5 was Link Up by Tinashe. And that's an old song, but love it. Okay. 2022. I don't know what was going on in 2022, but my number 1 was Tinashe. Number 2 was J-Lo, which that surprised me, I think. Or maybe not that. I feel like I did listen to a lot of J-Lo. I love her Love album from 2011. So I was very, like, that album is very winter coded in the early of the year. Like, it's funny. I have different playlists for different times of the year because you can't listen to a certain song in the summertime. But for some reason, you can vibe to it in the winter. Like, it's just like a whole, like Jennifer Lopez's Love is very winter coded for me. So I guess that's where that came in. Ina was number 3. Kesha was number 4. And Nicki was number 5. 2021 is, I think this is when all this started. Tinashe was number 1. So Tinashe, like, Iggy Azalea was number 2. And I remember this because at the time, her new album had come out. What's it called? I forget the name of it. Is it The End of an Era? Something like that. It was her new album. I was obsessed, so I was like, Iggy was nonstop, plus her old hits. Britney was number 3. Ariana Grande was number 4, which I guess surprised me at the time. And then Kim Petras was number 5. So that's my Spotify Wraps for the last 4 years. So leave a comment down below on who your artists were this year, because I'm very curious. I think Apple Music does it, and they do more of a... I feel like they do more in-depth. Like every month, they tell you who your artists of the month were, but not Spotify. Whew, not talking. A lot of hand movements. I'm delirious. I'm delusional today. So that's that. Oh, the last thing I was going to discuss is just more on a mental health note. Something that I had not witnessed, but like, it's funny when you are an outside viewer, you watch people. I mean, like social media. I can't stand social media, but here we are. And a lot of people make a living out of it. I always am bitter, jealous, envious. I don't know if I say jealousy, but like, it's stupid how like the wrong people get famous. We make stupid people famous. We get just people who do nothing, half-ass their way through life through recognition. Boost the non-ego, the non-needed ego and pride and all this shit, whatever. And then people who actually bust their ass and don't get any kind of recognition for it or any kind of like, but then again, there's reasons for that. So they learn harder lessons later on. We're learning the tougher yet more authentic, fair and square lessons through life. Okay, so that's how I see it. But anywho, we watch people through social media. And you get hooked on people's love stories. You just watch people's journey and what they're about. And I was rooting for a couple that just broke up. And it's not my business to even give an opinion about it. I mean, it hits home a little bit. I'm a little bitter at the situation, to tell you the truth. Yeah, I'm going to keep it at that. I'm going to try to not go too far into it and not give out certain things. But it hits a little home, okay? I was rooting that this was going to be good. And I'm also not surprised at the same time, because when certain people just don't know how to treat a relationship or situations, it's like... Heather Dubrow said it best. If everybody says you're dead, it's time for you to lie down. Meaning it's time for you to really evaluate yourself and really ask yourself, what are you doing? I know it takes 2 to tango, but I was sad. I was very upset because it's like, I made a video last night. I was vlogging last night, and I'm going to insert the vlog in here because I can never explain something really good twice. It just does not happen for me. So I feel like I said this better in the vlog, so I'll insert that in a second. But this couple that were together, the one guy, and I feel like I can speak on this because they're both they've got a following. So like, I'm just another person, so this one person I feel like I related to a lot in a way because I've been through it. But he has such a spirit, like a free-spirited way. Just as an outside viewer watching, I could just see the spirit and the authenticity of him. and his heart was broken, and I'm on his side with this. And if the other person is watching this, sorry, but we say it how it is around here. Okay, nowadays especially. But my heart broke. It still breaks because he's not taking this easy, not taking this well. Oh, who would? But it just felt like I was really rooting for them. It was kind of like a Hallmark movie story, love story that you would see in the movies. But then again, we should have thought that was too good to be true. And then I really had other thoughts, but I was really just being supportive, you know, from afar. And this guy has such a spirit, and you can tell I mean, of course, it takes two to tango. I'm trying to explain this the best way. I'm going to insert this clip soon. But you can tell based on what he posts, his content, that there is more of an authenticity in his content. He does not post for attention. He shares his life in a poetic, dark sense. Some of you may even know who I'm talking about at this point. But, you know, you could just kind of see the authenticity and the feeling in grasp that he's got on a mental health perspective and aspect of life, if that makes sense. And this is where I'm going to insert the video. So we'll come back. And I love a good love story. As an outsider from afar, I was really I was rooting for this love story that I'm watching from afar on social media. But I'm saddened by it. I just don't like seeing people. I don't know the full thing. All I know is from an outside looking in, and I base it off of my personal experiences that I can kind of relate to. I feel bad. I feel bad for the other guy. When you just watch somebody, you kind of just, as a viewer, you kind of know somebody's spirit. You kind of see how they present themselves, and you can see what's genuine and what is so authentic and what people go through. And I relate to anybody that shares, in general, I relate to anybody that shares their life in that aspect, from a mental health aspect, because I do the same thing. What I will say, I don't share like a lot of darkness of it, but I just share like what I'm going through in the moment. Like, this guy's got a real poetic thing, and I appreciate that. But as a viewer, I really was like rooting for this, and I'm sad. It really sucks to me. I was very upset about this, honestly, because I don't like seeing people with that spirit, with such a good, free spirit. And of course, I don't know all the sides. Of course, there's two sides to every situation, but based off my personal experiences with certain things, I just feel bad, because I don't like to see anybody with such a high spirit for life to be so broken, even more so than they've already been, because I have been there, done that on my spirit been broken down. Okay, I'm trying to make sense of the situation. It's none of my business, so I don't want to like insert my business in there, but like, it's not like it's a secret thing. I mean, so I don't even think I explained that the best way, but it sounds better than what I'm trying to say now. But my heart breaks, and I'm just, I got upset when I heard that, when I found this out, because, you know, it kind of hit home to me a little bit. I relate to a certain video that I watched of the afterwards, and I just relate. And I mean, you know, so it just sucks that people just don't know how to take care of their mental health. And I get it. It's a hard, tough battle, and you can't just tell people how to deal with it. But I try to sympathize, and I try to generalize and help in that way, and try to respectfully tell you what to do about your mental health, even though you're not supposed to. But, you know, there's got to be something people can do to better themselves. Like, if you are the problem, there's got to be something. But then some people are just delusional. They don't They don't have any any recollection, they think nothing is wrong with them. And that's just the dangerous part. And then want to play victim if something goes wrong. Plus, it was long distance. That's another thing that I was like, you know, for me, it could work. I'm the type of person, if I'm in a long distance relationship, don't ever worry about me cheating. Because, you know, I feel like I see those people, I see the TikToks where it's like, oh, he's probably cheating me, and they're dancing in their room playing music. I'm that person. If you think I'm cheating, no. I'm making videos in my bedroom. I'm taking photos. I've got 18 years of content as proof to see I'm not out there in the streets, okay? Like, I'm so good. So I could do a long distance relationship because I'm very independent. I'm very secure with myself. I can trust somebody from afar. Well, I don't know about that. They can trust me because I'm not doing shit. You know, I could do it. I could have somebody live across the country and I am just golden because I don't need to see anybody every day. I don't need the touchy, lovey, kissy, boo, boo. Don't need it. I don't need the phone calls. I don't need the texting. I don't need the touch it. Like, no, thank you. I don't even need a man anyway. Like, if I could be alone, for the love of God, please. I'm just at this point in my life. But, you know, I feel very hyper today. I'm sorry, guys. It's one of those days. It's the afternoon, I think. By the afternoon time, I'm sipping coffee. I'm just like, I've had enough. I'm just no filter. But that's where we're at. So I'm just sad. I'm sad about that situation. I feel like we need to really take mental health serious. If you are a victim of this kind of shit, excuse me, you're not alone. There is work to be done on your part because it always takes two to tango. But I feel like there's more respect I have for people who take acknowledge and accountability for their own suffering and their own doing and something going wrong. Because if you don't fix yourself enough where you can get like into a healthy whatever, you're just now bringing your issues, your unhealed things to the next. And then that person, you are transferring the energy, and then it goes like sour there. And then that person brings your energy from them to the next. And then you to it's because you can't figure out how to heal yourself. And some people really don't know how to heal, but that's the never ending toxicity, never ending toxic cycle in relationships. When people don't know how to be capable of finding out how they can fix themselves. And I get it. It's tough. I'm still fighting my battles to this day. It's been 6 years since this journey of mine has begun because I was destroyed. And I still don't know, but I'm saying it can be done because I'm so far ahead. I guess because I'm strong. Maybe I'm stronger, whatever. I mean, but everybody is strong and they just don't know it. Everybody can thrive. Everybody could do do good. So I just want to see everybody win. I want the douchebags to stop douching around. I need everybody to win in life. I need people to do it fair and square. Stop breaking people's hearts. Stop taking advantage. Stop looking for the next victim to fill your void because you don't know how to be capable of figuring your shit out. Time to see a therapist. But anywho, that's it, guys. On that note, I'm done. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a comment down below and anything you want. I'll get back to you, and that'd be that. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.